Today we will discover how we can use components in our next application. So as you remember, we have created our first page with the index.tsx, as we have our header here, some text, also some links, and the footer. What I will do in this lesson, I will separate these components into I will separate these elements to different components. So let's start, shall we? And as you see, our welcome to first lesson of Next.js is defined here in the H1. So we need to create a new folder here into the components, so we can make it like a new directory, and here we can say home header, and in this home header directory we can create index.tsx. This index.tsx can be directly accessible through a home header, and we can directly use our component here. So let's create const home header, and here we return our first component here in the H1. We will get these styles from here to our application module. So as you see, in the home module we have all of our styles defined here. But what I would like to do, I would like to create another file for all of these classes, and I will use that in the same component, so it will be much more easy for us to use in the future. So you can rename it as a home header module.css. It will be available for this module only, and in the styles title we have a couple of title elements. As you see here, we will use all of them into our module right now. So I will take these title ones, and as far as I see, these are all we need right now. I will get these ones and add it here. We need to remove the description here because we don't use the description in that component. As you know, we have only the styles for title. Now where we can import that styles is home header module.css, and we have our home header. I made a typo there. The home header component, so we can export default home header component. So we need to import that component directly to our home page. We can either just create home header component and it will auto import for us here. If I save it now, it will create the same component with the same things, because as you know, we haven't deleted yet from here. Now I have deleted, and as you see, we have only the home header, and as you see, our header element is there. Now, as you might notice, we have another section of get started by editing pages index.tsx. We don't need to use that right now, but I will move that as a home header description, and also I will move these home header URLs components. So we can, let me fix that typo here. Alright, it changed all of the imports, all of the stuff we need. As you see, let's say, yeah, it is working as we expected. I just refactor it here. So let's create another component here. We will call that as a home, and what we can call that as a, let's say, description, home description, and index.tsx, and we can create const home description component, and it returns us the element we need. As you might notice, it gets the styles from the home module because we haven't moved the styles yet, but we will move as the same structure we did here and for our home header. So we will write home description and module.css. Let's see what we need here. We have the styles.description, styles.code, and we can get the description elements which has been used there like this, and we can add them to our module CSS. And also, what else we have here in the home description, we have a code. So let me find, do we have any another description somewhere? I think it's just 2, but you can just search in all of the file. So let's have a look at also the code section. Since we are not using these elements here anymore, we can just cut them and add it to our another component. So instead of using the home module CSS, now we can use home description. Let me refactor this. Yeah, home description module.css. Alright, now we can export default as a home description component, and we can use it in our application as a home description. That's it. Now it will appear as we have it before. As you see, we are only using the home description component if we want to add something, another code, let's say, or if we want to extend the elements inside, we can directly do it inside our component now. So let's add a new paragraph here, and that has a class name. We will say styles dot external description. So we can come here and say external description, and we can say the background is red and color is blue. It will change the text background to red, and we need to fill this paragraph here as a external description. So when we go to our application, it doesn't look very good with the red background. Let's change it. So let's make it something yeah, we can make it maybe a bit more deep sky blue. So as you see, we have this background. What if we want to delete the background and just make it deep sky blue, the text as well? That's it. We just make it the change to the external description CSS from our module, and it's done. So our last component here, we just need to move all of these home links, and also we have the footer. I forget that. Let's create a new file, home urls and index.tsx. As you see, we are doing the same pattern again and again for changing our components. Let's call it const home urls and return us our component. We can export default as home urls. So if we just get this component and use it there. Home URLs. It's done. It added itself calling a function, and yeah, as you see, it is done here. We just removed the parentheses. When I was exporting the default, I was trying to make it fast. So we have the styles. As you see, we have the styles grid, card, 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 and card. We need to move these styles to our module CSS. One more time. Home URLs module.css. What we had, card and the grid. Let's take them from our CSS file here. We have the grid. I took it there, pasted here. Let's go find out. We have another grid for the another media. It's really useful if you get used to these modules. It will separate your component styling from the another so fast, so you don't need to worry about that much in the naming, and you can just use belongs to for all our only components you want. So we have moved all of the cards. Let's see, do we have any another style on the styles grid? No. Card, all of the, yeah, we move all of them now. And let's say, yes, in the home we need to change our module style module to home urls.module.css. Yeah, the styling is there. As you see, if we delete all of the styles, let's say we delete all of the styles from the home module which we were exporting before, it was showing all of them without any stylings. But when we add them here, all the stylings has came up there. So in the next section, I would like to make that think that as an example usage. I will leave that footer here, and I want you to make that the same pattern as we did. So you will come here on the components. I will give a sneak peek a bit. You will create home footer folder and index tsx inside that home footer folder, and you will get footer and the logo. Please pause that video for a second and try it by yourself, and I will finish that up here to provide you all of the necessary information. If you struggle, continue with it, and if you don't want to do it by yourself, here you go. I will show you how you can do it right now. So we have a home footer, let's call it footer, or footer, and we have create index.tsx. Now const footer, and we return our footer element, export default as a footer. Yes, it didn't add the parentheses now, so let's create a new footer module.css. And what we need to add here, footer and the logo, since we have both of them. As you see, these are the footer element component styling. We just move it there. Also, let's come up here. I don't think we have any another footer style left, and let's take this logo as well and move here. Now if we go to our home page, as you see, we have the index.tsx. Let's make it footer element here, and the footer component we just added and we can remove unused component imports here. So our footer element is there, and we need to change the style module to footer module CSS. And that's it. As you see, we separated all of our components into different components, and we can edit them one by one. As I promised at the beginning, let's kill this external description, so it will be as the same look at the beginning when we started. Yeah, here you go. We separated our all components and we can use them like this. In the next video, I will continue with adding some props for these components. So stay tuned and please do not forget to subscribe. I wish you have a nice day and goodbye.